Hello, I'm Len Nasman, and welcome to this tutorial on using YouTube. One of the nice things about the internet is the availability of a large collection of videos. Everything from tutorials to old movies, to silly people doing stupid things, or learning how to do almost anything. YouTube seems to have it all. However, there are a number of tricks that are good to know if you want to become a YouTube power user. This video closely follows a PDF file, a document that's available for free. Here's how you can get a copy of that document. Open your favorite web browser and in the address bar, type www.bvres.org. That will get you to the Bristol Village website. And in the Bristol Village website, select the Computer Club option. And when you get to the Computer Club page, go to the Schoolhouse. And in the Schoolhouse, in the list of tutorials, you can find Using YouTube. When you start YouTube, you will have a search box, just like you have when you're doing a Google search. And you can enter text in that search box. And as you enter the text, YouTube will start making suggestions for you. There'll be, each time you add another letter or another word, the list of suggestions will change. And if you see the site that you want to go to in this list, you can just click on that option and you don't need to type anymore. Let's see how this works. I've gone ahead in my address bar, I've entered www.youtube.com, and it gives me all kinds of suggestions here, but I'm going to use the search box here. I'll select that search box and I'll start typing Bristol. I'm going to search for Bristol Village. And since I've done this before, the suggestion options will include what I want to search for. In this case, it's Bristol Village, Ohio. And now YouTube jumps ahead and it finds all of the YouTube videos that are associated with Bristol Village, Ohio. And you have a scroll bar on the screen and you can scroll down and see what other options are there. When I want to make a selection, all I have to do is click on that little thumbnail image and the YouTube video for that will start running. Now, one trick that you should memorize early on is the way to start and stop your video. When it's playing, you can either click on the pause button here, or you can press the space bar. And each time you press the space bar, it's going to toggle between play and pause. The other thing to notice is that once you open a YouTube video, then YouTube will go over here and will list a whole bunch of other videos that it believes are related to your search. And this list will change all the time, every time you go to a different YouTube video. For example, if I was to select the full sound chamber group, then that video will start playing. And again, I'll pause it. Now, as the video is playing, you will see this little dot here advance on the horizontal timeline. And you have the power to click on that dot and scroll to different places within that video, all the way back to the beginning if you like. And remember, if the video is playing, you can press the space bar to stop the video, or if it's paused, you can press the space bar to start the video. There are a couple things to know about when you're entering text in the space bar. You can refine the selection by putting more than one word in there. For example, let's see what the difference is if I enter Kane in the search box or if I enter Kane plus PA. Watch what happens now. Go back to the search box. I'm going to enter Kane. Enter. And I get a long list of things. Well, more than I want to look at. But every YouTube video that includes the word Kane in its title has come up. I want to refine the search by adding PA for Pennsylvania. And now YouTube videos will come up on the search that include both Kane and Pennsylvania. Kane, by the way, is my hometown. That's why I'm using this as an example. The point is you can refine your search by adding an additional word. Let's look at another trick here. Once you have searched and you found the video you want, and that video is playing or paused, either one, you'll notice that there's the address here of the producer of that video. And if you select that address, you will see a list of all the videos from that producer. Let's see how this works. I've set YouTube to go to play this video. It's from Bristol Village, and it was recorded when Betty Hartwig was playing a song at Betty Glenn's memorial service. So I'll press the space bar to get that playing. And right now, by the way, you probably don't hear anything. That's because when I look here, the audio is muted. But the point I want to make right here is that the producer of this video was known as the BVCC webmaster. When I select that, YouTube will find all of the videos that were uploaded by that particular producer. And we can show them in this list, or if we click on the videos option, it will display all of the videos here. You can scroll up and down. So if you found a video from a particular producer and you want to see what else that producer has created on YouTube, just click. Well, let's go back here and take a look. We can go back and we can click on that
added
owner or producer of the video
we've
to
added
jump to the screen that shows all of the videos from that producer. Let's review the different YouTube controls that are available. They're available along the bottom of the YouTube display. Starting from the left side, we have the play pause button. And you should recall that you can toggle play and pause also by pressing the space bar, as well as using your mouse to click on that tool. Next tool is jump to the next video. If you select that, it will jump to where? It'll jump to the next video on the list you saw on the right side of suggested videos. Next to that is the volume control. You can click that to toggle between mute and not mute, and you can also adjust the volume using that tool. Moving on to the right, we see a listing of the current position on the timeline, and you see how the red bar changes as the video is played. And if you pause that at a particular place, like in this example, that was paused at that time into the video, and the next number is the length of the video. Videos may or may not have chapter divisions, and I'll give you an example of how those work in a little bit. Then moving on to the right side of the YouTube display, we have this autoplay option. If that's turned on, Well, let me back up and say, if you're playing a video and the autoplay option is on, and then you jump to a new video, that video will automatically start playing. However, if you had paused the video before you switch to a new video, the new video will be paused if this autoplay option is toggled on. Next, you have the closed captions option. Most YouTube video producers do not automatically include closed captions. However, if the audio has an English language spoken tract and you turn on closed captions, YouTube has some artificial intelligence that will listen to that audio and create captions for you. Now, if the speaker is very clear speaking English, the captions will be fairly good. However, there are some speakers where YouTube does the best it can, but sometimes the captions get a little strange. The next tool over is a settings tool, and there is a number of settings available there, and we'll take a look at those. Finally, on the right-hand side are various display options. Well, let's call up a video here and take a look and see how these things work. I've called up a video that is basic editing with DaVinci Resolve. I've pressed the letter F on the keyboard to toggle full screen mode on. Let me show you that working. I'm going to press F to go to the default screen display. F again will go to full screen display. Now let's take a look at these tools. You've already seen the play pause button, and you should remember that the space bar is the shortcut key that will start and stop the play. It will toggle the play pause option. Now I'm playing, and now I'm pausing. The next tool will jump to the very next video. What's the next video it will jump to? Let me go out of full screen mode. Remember that there's this list of suggested videos, and that's what it will jump to. So I don't want to do that. The next is the mute button or the audio button. Notice when I click on it and it's muted, it will have a slash. If I click it again, it'll toggle that mute off. And right next to that little speaker tool is this volume slider. So I can adjust the volume as I'm playing this video. Next to that is the elapsed time. Remember, this horizontal line shows you where you're playing. If I would click over here, you can see that I'm now at 4 minutes and 43 seconds into a 24-minute and 31-second video. Now, this particular video has chapters, and since it has chapters, you can actually see the length of each chapter by these little breaks in the timeline here, and you'll see the name of each chapter as you're playing. If you want to get a list of the chapters, you can click on this little button and it will open up a list. Oops, I'm in full screen mode. It won't show it there. Let me toggle out of full screen mode. So I've toggled the chapter list on. I'm going to turn that off so you can see how it works. Right next to the name of a chapter is this little arrow. I click that and toggle on the chapter list. That's very handy, especially when you're doing tutorials and you want to go back and review different places. And it's also handy in any video where you want to either jump ahead or go back and replay a different section of the video. Notice when I click on that, it jumps the video to that chapter. If I click on adding clips to the timeline, it will jump to that chapter in the video. So these chapters are very useful when you're watching some videos. Next, we have the closed caption option. And if we click on that, we can turn the captions on, and you'll see that there's a red line under here when the captions are turned on. Click again, it toggles off. So closed captions can be on and off. And as you're playing the video line,
only the marked
system will
area will be
automatically
dropped.
interpret
So I'll
the audio
click
track
that, drop it in.
and try to turn it into
Well, I was a little
English
sloppy.
speaking
I didn't get it all the
captions
way
for
to
you.
the edge of that
I'm going to
four
toggle
color
that back
gradient,
off
but you know the
and
trick.
pause the video. Next is the settings tool. When I select that, I get a whole list of settings. I can actually change the playback speed from normal to faster or slower. So if you want to play a video in slow motion, you can do it in the settings. Back up here, and here's another option for turning captions on and off. And here we have English auto-generated. And the other option we have in settings is the quality. If I select that, right now this has been set to auto, and this particular video was created at 1080 and 60 frames a second. I can reduce the resolution, and in some videos they will load faster and won't have as much downtime if you have a slow system and it is frequently loading the buffer for more video. If that's a problem and you want to smooth it out, just change the video quality displayed. After the settings tool, there are several tools that will change how it's displayed. The mini player will take that video and pop it down into the corner of your display. And when I'm tired of using the mini player, I have this little expand arrow
but I
that will
want to
put
put
it
a new
back to the
graphic here
default
at the
setting.
end of my show.
The
So
next
I'm going
display
to go up to
setting
the
here is
media
called theater mode.
pool,
And what that does
and I'm
is it
going to
spreads the
grab this
video all the
clouds
way across the display,
JPEG file,
which
and I'm going
removes
to
that
drop
list
that
of
into the video
suggestions.
area.
And
So
finally,
that'll give me
we have
a nice
the default
ending.
view,
Done with a video clip,
if we're
search
not
the
in the
clouds,
default view
and now I
already.
want to put
And the
some
last
text there.
is the full
But this
screen
time,
option.
instead of just basic text,
And remember,
I'm going
we
to
can
use a
toggle
different
full
title
screen on and off
generator.
with a
This
secret
time,
key
I'm going to
press,
use scrolling
letter
text.
F. I have mentioned several of the most commonly used keyboard shortcuts. For example, the spacebar toggles play and pause on and off. I didn't mention the M key, but you might find that useful for muting or unmuting the video. I have mentioned the F key for activating or toggling the full screen mode on and off. It turns out that there's a long list of these keyboard shortcuts, and I've included them in the document that is associated with this video. Well, I hope that this information has helped you become a more efficient or more effective user of YouTube videos. There's a lot of power here available. All you have to do is a little bit of study and a little bit of practice.